that you married that particular day is not the same Mary that you're married to the next day. Reason being that that woman ought to be experiencing growth, just as you ought to be experiencing growth and development, which means it's important and absolutely incumbent upon me to remain updated with you, that I'm updated with your needs. Okay, today you wanted Cheetos, tomorrow you might want Fritos. But
in that same vein, I'm going to channel over to you, Pastor Adam. You are a husband for the second time.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And in that sense, tell me what was different about your selection the second time in terms of how you view your wife should have been or should be.
Right, right. Yeah, you know, it's interesting because I literally had the same conversation earlier today while we were sitting having lunch. And I'll start off by saying this. I really do believe that as people, that we should be in a constant state of growth and development, which means I'm always changing, I'm always growing, I'm developing to a higher place than where I am now. I'm looking to better myself from day to day, which means from the day that I get married up until this present point in time, there are going to be some changes that take place and that occur, that happen. So I'm not going to be the same person that you married. I'm going to have changed and grown and developed. I think it's important that for spouses that, you know, understand that the woman that you married that particular day is not the same Mary that you're married to the next day. Reason being that that woman ought to be experiencing growth, just as you ought to be experiencing growth and development, which means it's important and absolutely incumbent upon me to remain updated with you, that I'm updated with your needs. Okay, today you wanted Cheetos, tomorrow you might want Fritos. But in order for that to happen, there has to be a level of open communication that allows me to stay updated with who you are. You know what I'm saying? And having said that, in answering to your question, I'm leading to the answer to your question, I think one of the things that as a younger man that I did not realize that I needed as an older man was communication. Communication was, not that I did not think it was important, but I didn't realize how important communication is in a relationship. If you have no communication, you really have no foundation upon which to build your relationship. And so as an older man in his second marriage, that is one of the things that I absolutely value now. You know, my prayer to God was, okay, if you want to do this again with me, and I really do want to be married again, I'm going to need a woman that knows how to talk and communicate with me. And one of the first things that I said to her in our first date was, I don't read minds. As much as you might think that I do, I don't read your mind. I need you to open up your mouth and actually communicate to me what your heart's desire is, what's going on with you. Even if you're angry, even if you're upset, I need you to communicate that to me so that I know what it is that I need to do, or rather just to listen to what you have to say. Communication is absolutely important.
That's good. You said that in your list of things that would attract you to a woman would be being nice, loving and caring, intelligent, critical thinker, communicative, honest and transparent. You know, and then when I go to your list, Pastor John, very similar things.
Sure.
And you laced yours with scriptures.
Absolutely.
You said trustworthy. Proverbs 31:11.
Yeah, that's my number one.
Tell me about that.
Yeah, the number one thing for me is trustworthy. The Bible there says in Proverbs 31, talking about the virtuous woman, it says that his heart, talking about the heart of her husband, doth safely trust in her. Now, that's paramount to me. It is at the top of the line. We can figure out the rest of the list. We can negotiate. We can figure out where submissiveness falls in the list. You know, it might be at a 9 for me. It might be at a 2 for you, but whatever it is, we'll figure all that out. But for me, number one is absolutely trustworthiness. Now, when I say trustworthiness, am I talking about trustworthiness with our resources, with our money, and all of these kinds of things? Sure, all that matters as well. But more importantly, when you look at that particular passage of scripture, it says his heart doth safely trust in her. In other words, I can trust you with me.
Yes, sir.
Right.
That's good. That's good.
Because if I can't trust you with me, nothing else matters.
That's
Right.
right.
Doesn't matter it doesn't matter if we've got no money or if we're as rich as Bill Gates.
Right.
If I don't trust how you handle me, this relationship is going nowhere.
Yeah.
And so how do we see that manifest in relationships? If I am able to be vulnerable in front of you, tell you how I really feel, tell you what hurt me, tell you my wounds, tell you my issues, my problems, my cares, my concerns, my passions, these kinds of things. And one day in the heat of an argument, you throw that back in my face,
Wow.
you can forget about it.
Yeah.
Now, if we're already married and that happens, well, I value God enough that I'm not going to divorce you.
Right. Right.
But I value me enough that I'm not going to trust you.
Right.
Yeah. That's
I'm not going to leave you. I'm still going to provide.
Okay.
We still going to be here in the house together. But you're going to say, how was your day today? And it may have been the worst day of my life. And I'm going to tell you, it was fine.
Wow. Wow.
Access. You shut down access.
Absolutely.
There's two things I want to reiterate, and we're going to be doing a lot of reiteration throughout the session today, because I want the women that sparked this session to really hear what we're saying and to really get this as nuggets. One thing that Pastor Adam said is that you need to be able to communicate as an adult.
Yes.
As an adult, you need to be able to communicate how you feel, what's on your mind, what you want to have done. You need to be able to communicate that to a man. Pastor John turns around and says, you need to be trustworthy. Trustworthy not just with our possessions and the stuff that we built together, or I come with or you come with, but you need to be trustworthy with my heart, with my dreams, with my vulnerabilities, the things that I share with you that I haven't ran and shared with everybody else. I need to trust you in that space.
Right. Because the reality becomes this. Most men we always have our armor on.
Oh, yeah.
We always have our armor on. I mean, right now we're on this stage with brothers.
That's right. Yeah.
There's still there may be a thin level of armor, but there's still a level of armor on,
Yeah.
because that's just how men are made and built. If I have nowhere to go where I can actually just take my armor off, then I get tired. I get frustrated. You're supposed to be, as my wife, you're supposed to be a safe place for me to lay my head.
Yes,
right.
sir. Yes,
And
sir.
if I lay my head in your lap and I tell you my secrets, and all of a sudden the Philistines come upon me,
Cutting off my hair. I know where
Come
he
on,
was
man.
going.
Come on.
we got a problem here. If I tell you my secrets and now your mama know,
Right.
we got a problem. If I tell you my secrets and your best friend know, we got a problem.
Right.
Oh, it's a big problem.
Yeah.
Hey guys, it's Pastor John here. Please, if you like this video that you just saw, hit that like button for us. Second thing I want to ask you to do is to go ahead and subscribe to the channel. We're putting out videos once a day at about 5:30 p.m. Hit that bell notification so that you'll know when a new video has been uploaded. And then the final thing to do, share this video, share this information. If you know somebody that has a need that it can be benefited by it, please put it out in circulation so that we can try to help as many people as possible. Thanks, and God bless.